Hey guys, Big John here. Look who's in the shed today, guys. I got DNF Outdoors out here. We just want to say Happy Easter to everybody. What do you want to talk about today,
Well,
Don?
okay, so I put together like a 3-4 part series on how to vertical jig the Detroit River.
Okay,
So we talked first about boat control,
okay,
and then we went into rod and reel setup, line and
yep.
lure. But today I wanted to talk to you about boat etiquette.
Oh, geez. So boat etiquette is amazing, and we could make a 2 hour video on boat etiquette.
Yeah,
And I'm probably pronouncing that word wrong because it's a long word and.
we'll keep the
But
boat etiquette.
adequacy, there we go. Adequate, adequate. But
Etiquette.
anyways,
Etiquette.
so so there's so many different things about boat adequacy. Are you talking about being like out on the river and
Well, I think you need to start right from
the
when
boat
you.
ramp?
Yeah, before you even hit the boat ramp.
Okay.
You gotta. Okay.
So guys, I'm gonna start by saying we got an amazing boat ramp in our hometown LaSalle, but we do have little kinks that I wish the town would maybe tweak a little bit.
Yeah,
We need some arrows painted for an in and an out.
Yeah. But
Because
if there is not a boat staging to come in, by all means, use it to get out.
I still think that marina is so busy that we should abide by the in and the out because there's so many times that you could come into that other side or both sides and go get your truck and there's another
Yeah.
vehicle waiting there and then it turns into a big fight down at the boat ramp and we don't need fights at the boat ramp.
No, we don't. We don't. Well, the river is not a large body of water in comparison to the lakes that surround it.
Yeah.
There's not that many marinas.
Yeah.
And the marinas that you're aware of, there's not that much parking.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you've seen it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Especially in the next few weeks, things are going to get really busy on the river.
Yeah.
You have single vehicles parked where it's allocated for the truck and trailers.
And we could blame DNF totally at fault for making that parking lot full every Saturday. No,
Yeah.
but anyways, yeah, no, it's going to get busy, and it's not. We think we have it bad over here, but I watch a lot of the American forums, and some of these guys over there, they'll actually. Get in line at like 3 o'clock in the morning just to get in the water. So they're waiting like 2-3 hours just to get their boat in the water.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like that over here too. I mean, it's 5. If you're not there by 5, there is no parking.
Yep.
And then you do have a lot of people jumping on other people's boats and parking where the boat and trailers
Yep.
are allocated to park, right? So that's one thing. But let's talk about first things first. You're staging. You're waiting for the launch to open up so you can put your boat in.
Try and have everything ready. Like go down to the ramp and kind of go off to the side where you're not obstructing traffic. Or if you are in line, go do the stuff while you're in line. Take your ropes, get them ready. Make sure that plug's in the boat.
Yeah, take your straps.
Take your back straps,
yeah.
your transom saver. I've lost a transom saver to a boat ramp and never got it back.
Yeah.
But just do that type of thing and have if you don't have a seasonal pass, have your money ready and the biggest thing is there's always guys down at the boat ramp that want to talk. You can do that if you're in the water and to the side and nobody's waiting on you, but just try not to plug up the ramp. And,
yeah, you want to make it as quick as possible.
Quick as possible.
Yeah, there's a lot of people trying to get in.
I think the biggest thing is getting out on the water and adequacy on the water.
Yeah.
And it's really tough and it's a gray area because in the spring you got so many walleye in this river. Guys are fishing shallow, they're fishing deep. My rule of thumb is I try to never run over my drift, especially when you're in shallow water. So if you're with a line of boats and you guys are fishing shallow water, try and go out and around and don't make a big wake. I know you're anxious to get back up and get your electric down and keep fishing. And there's no way of getting away from that, because then there's tournaments going on and guys really do need to
Boogie.
utilize their time, and it's just really tough. So
Well, you have a drift and you're focusing on short drifts, especially when it's pre-spawn. You could pick up, you get further into the channel and go loop around and start again. Does that disturb the fish? Because there's a long-standing idea that it doesn't.
There's times that, especially when the water's clean, I feel like, yeah, you can really shut the fish down by running over.
Yeah.
I mean,
it really disperses, in my opinion. That's my experience.
But then there's times I've been fishing and even for muskie on the river, jigging for muskie, and as soon as I've had a boat go by and also whack, that's when that fish hits. So there's different theories behind that. I guess the real ones that actually know would be the fish. So, but in my experiences, if you don't gotta make a lot of traffic over top
try
of
not to avoid it at all costs.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. And
now it might not disturb the fish, but you're definitely disturbing everybody else and all the fishermen.
Yeah,
it's hard enough to maintain that focused boat control when you're just fighting the wind.
Yeah,
it's a whole nother challenge when your boat's getting thrown left and right because of all the boat traffic coming from behind you, on the side, in front.
Yeah, there's nothing really you can do about that except for have good equilibrium out there.
Yeah.
But the other thing I wanted to point on too is there is actually proof of fish moving away from the boat in shallow water. You know, with the technology that we have and the side imaging now that we have a lot of days and live scope and all that. People say that I don't have live target or I don't have live scope, but I have friends that do, and they say you can actually see when you're going. You can see those fish go to the sides. They disperse.
Yeah, they definitely disperse. So the more traffic,
the
more you push them out. And I have had my best days on the water are staying away from that, either ahead of it, where everyone's condensed in short drift, or behind it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing too, guys, don't get discouraged if you're on the boat and you have one guy that gets the majority of the fish that day. Don't be discouraged, because sometimes it's not about that fisherman doing something different. Sometimes it's about the way the boat's situated. Like if you're in mid-river and you got a north wind. And you're the guy at the back of the boat's going to do better.
Yeah, because you're first to the fish.
You're first to the fish. If you're south, I used to always say west, everybody's doing good.
Yeah.
The boat's sideways, and east, that's a whole other story. We don't want to.
But offshore winds are great because you're actually drifting perpendicular. Your boat's sideways, so everybody's line is first to the fish. You're actually combing the water
for mid-river,
mid-river,
bridge down. I mean, it changes once you get upriver. Like we really got the golden horseshoe down here. I call it because it totally changes from how you fish down in Amherstburg to the mouth of St. Clair.
Yep, absolutely.
So
and if the water's clean throughout, and you have 5-6 fishermen on your boat, you might want to consider that offshore wind, so everyone has an equal chance.
I know, and it's frustrating, man. I've been there. It's like, oh man, I want to get one too, but
that happens a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Usually the closest line to the motor.
You'd be like, oh, when's it going to be my turn? But
what else is a bother, especially this time of year when things are just about to heat up and it's going to get busy?
Yeah, I mean, another thing for boat adequacy, guys, try not to cut somebody off if you don't have to. If you have a line of boats, go ahead of them. Because there's nothing worse than fishing and okay, I'm coming into those fish, and then you see a boat that just comes and cuts right in front of you and stays in line with your boat to get to the fish first. It's kind of like, wow. I mean, I'm not a type of guy to get evil about it, but it's kind of like, really? Yeah, I'm sure there's something that we're missing here, but
Well, hey, listen, you got to realize not everyone has the same experience as you do.
Yeah.
If someone needs a hand at the launch, you know, give a helping hand.
I got a good I got a good boat adequacy for the non-boater that's with you.
Yeah.
So if you guys go out with somebody, guys, always offer to help them out with gas or whatever. A lot of times people will say no, but it's a lot of money with insurance and gas and all that type of thing. And most of the time, a lot of times I'll say no, because then I'll just say next time we'll go on your boat. Or but when you're doing big trips like you're hitting the 401 and heading up to Lighthouse Cove, or if you're going to Erio or something like that, it could be $100 day.
At least buy you lunch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I went to Leamington with Dom, and he went and got an amazing sandwich for me afterwards and offered me money. But it's something that's kind of
be mindful.
Yeah, it's adequacy for the guy that's not paying for the boat insurance and the gas.
Unless you're a charter.
Yeah, I'm not a guide though.
No, you're not a guide, but you're looking into your charter.
No, I'm not. No. I always said I don't want to be a guide, because I don't want to take something I love doing and turning it into a job and ruining it. But
yeah, I guess.
But
I think you'd be a great.
Dom wants to be a guide. He wants me to be a guide.
I'll be your deckhand.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Do you think you are more successful tipping with a minnow or not?
Oh, there's definitely a time of year where that helps. Like there's definitely, you get that water temp down below, and yeah, I've had days where guys with minnows will outperform them 10-1.
Yeah.
But I mean, my golden rule of thumb is usually when that water temp hits 44, 46, usually it's off, and that minnow's off, and sometimes the water will dip back down after that, and you can still get them without the minnow, but a lot of guys will go right back to that minnow again. But with that being said, I now that fall fishing's becoming quite a thing in the river, I don't always see guys going back to minnows in the fall, like they're running late in the year. Yeah. And finesse minnows and plastics are amazing nowadays. So it's definitely getting better. And I know Dom senses things with garlic. Is it garlic?
Well, they come scented. I personally feel a scented infused plastic does assist.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, even if it increases that fish holding on for that split second, I think it allows you to set that hook.
I just think it's an Italian thing that you like to start. You like to start getting that garlic injected into the fish, so it's fully seasoned and marinated for the grill.
So we're gonna next time we go out.
Yeah,
you're tipping with a minnow.
Okay.
I'm not. Well, but I'm on boat control.
We'll see. I'm gonna do whatever's working. So if you're trust me, if you're out fishing me, I'm gonna turn right around for a few minutes and stare you up and down, watch what you're doing.
Okay, so that wraps up part 4 of our complete how to fish for walleye on the Detroit River. In our next video, John is really experienced on dialing in his 2D sonars with respect to 2D sonars. So
I'm not.
Well,
I learned from you, man.
Okay, well, so
and I learned from, who I learned from a lot is
Nick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did I say his dad? Dom? Okay. Nick Iannetta. He's amazing. I don't know. I always get him and his dad's names mixed up, but he's amazing with the graphs. And I had one on the front of my boat that was really messed up last time we were out fishing. He went up to the front of my boat, sat on the floor Indian style for about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I better not say Indian style. So, so he went up to the front of the floor on the front of my boat there. He was all cross-legged and into it like he was watching a cartoon. And he had that thing dialed in 5 minutes. So yes, my graphs are set up really good. but I don't really know how they got there. So I'm not the
Oh,
guy.
okay. So you're not the guy. Okay.
You're
so,
good though. Like
yeah, the units are my units definitely are set up. It just takes a few quick tweaks, and it's probably better to do it on the water.
yep.
Yeah.
What I need to learn, I need to really learn my side imaging.
Okay, but do you think side imaging? I don't feel side imaging, down imaging, and all this great technology for vertical jigging. I don't think it's necessary.
I don't know if it's necessary. I mean, I always do have a 2D on, but I love my down imaging, and now that I'm starting to learn a little bit about side imaging, I'm really seeing why guys like it, because you can see 80 feet off to the side of the boat, and you can know, okay, I'm off to where the fish are, you know. So especially with trolling, you can put your boards out a little bit more, or on your next pass,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
you could say, okay, I'm
Yeah.
going 100 feet to the
Yeah.
right. So
No, I could see that for
Yeah.
down and side
yep,
for trolling,
yep.
hand lining. Yeah, I could definitely see.
And now this live target and live scope, like that's, I mean, there's actually fishing tournaments where they're banning it because it's like,
Yeah, it's a great disadvantage to everybody else.
yeah.
And not only is it a great advantage for
I mean,
the
it's
ones
amazing.
who can afford
yeah,
it.
yeah, well,
But let's face it, not everyone can afford those units.
yeah, but a lot of those guys that fish tournaments do. But like I said, there's actually some tournaments where they say, okay, no live scope today or no. But Garmin and Lowrance and Humminbird, I'm not taking any of it away from you guys. That it's amazing. It's a piece that's going to be on my boat someday. Just because I think it's amazing and it's cool. But yeah, it everybody you talk to says it's a game changer.
Absolutely.
Right from ice fishing to jigging. I haven't experienced it yet, but I will someday. We going fishing? Oh, you get dinner today.
Yeah, but that's dinner.
Yeah. I want to go
We can get out for a couple hours. You want to go?
I want to go hit the lake.
I don't think your wife will even know you're gone.
No, no, because you want to fish the river.
Yeah.
I'll fish the lake.
No, come on.
I don't know. No, I better not. What else do you want to talk?